What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another update with Pork Chop. Another one. This is the second one this week. Just finished my shift at Pizza Planet, and it was actually kind of quiet. It was actually kind of chill tonight. This is the slowest it's been since the pandemic broke out, and that's good and bad. I still made some decent money tonight. You know, nothing to scream home about, but I mean, I still made some decent money. And I'm gonna go home, and I got some chicken pesto waiting for me for dinner, and I'm really excited about that. So I had a hell of a beginning of my day at the wholesaler. I had to go out of town again. They told me last night that I had to go out of town. So I was prepared this time, unlike Thursday where I just walked in and, I'm starting to, do stuff around the warehouse. And my manager comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, did they tell you?" I'm like, "No, what?" They're like, "Oh, you're going out of town today." And that was last Thursday. I'm like, "Well, this is news to me. I guess I'm going out of town." And I did. So I had to go out of town again. Last night they told me it was only 2 stops. And then I got there this morning and, filled up the van and came back and was going to start loading. And they're like, "Oh, well, you're taking one more stop." I was like, "Oh, okay, no big deal." Because I did math and everything. And, if I get to, if I leave at the time that I'm supposed to leave, and then I'll get to the first town at this time, and then it's a 30 minutes between towns, so I can get to this town this time, and then by the time I get back, it'll be this time. But no, this added an extra 45 minutes to an hour to my time, and I was like, but that's okay. That's okay. So I took the first one without a hitch. I had a previous wholesaler job where I delivered, so I knew where that one was. So I got there pretty quickly and knew the rules and everything. And then I get to the second one, which is it's just before 9 a.m. when the flower shop opens. I get there probably at 8:50. So I'm trying to open the door. There's a sign on the door that says, "Knock. We are in the back." So I knock and knock and knock and knock. Nobody's there. I'm like, okay. So I call and I call and I call. I left a voicemail the first time, but and then I finally called back up at the wholesaler and was like, "Hey, there's nobody here. What do you want me to do?" And they're like, "Oh, well, there's one lady that comes in early, so she's probably just about to come in. So go for it." And I was like, okay. So I get there. Actually, this is the first 2 were in the same town. So I had four stops in 3 towns. So I get to the second stop and they're not there. They're like, okay. So I wait in my car for about 10 minutes, or wait in the van for about 10 minutes. And then I finally decide to give this chick a call. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm out back." And I tried to, go to the back to see if there was like a drop-off point or if somebody was there or whatever. And there's this giant utility truck blocking the alleyway. And it's a one-way, so I didn't want to be a douche and drive the opposite way. So I tried to, see if I can maneuver past them or anything like that. It didn't work. So luckily they had like a little side entrance that I could drive through. So I drove through that, and luckily she was out there waiting for me. And she's like, "Oh, come over here." And so I delivered it, and I was like, okay. And then I get to my third stop, which is about an hour and 15 minutes away from my previous stop. And without a hitch, everything's working good. Right as I'm getting into the town, I had a few podcast episodes of We Watched a Movie, which is another podcast, another YouTube channel that I like a lot. And so I had their queue of all these movies that they were reviewing. So I listened to their Nightmare on Elm Street review, their Freddy vs. Jason review, their novel adaptation of Halloween that was written, and they talked about the similarities and the differences, and that was really cool. That was really interesting. And then as of tonight, I am just listening to their reviews of the Friday the 13th movies, and I'm up to the midpoint of 6 right now. So they're great. It's just two guys that, they sit around a camera, they drink beers, they do whatever, and then they just talk, and they quote other movies all the time, and just their references are fantastic. And they do a skit where one of them dresses up as Michael Myers, the other one dresses up as Dr. Loomis, and it's just a caricature of Dr. Loomis, and the voice that he does for Loomis just cracks me. I was like, Michael, you get your ass away from them, Michael! It's just freaking hilarious. And of course, they just add a bunch of just random quotes and everything. Like they quoted institutionalized by suicidal tendencies. I was like, Michael, give me a Pepsi! All I wanted was a Pepsi! just it's funny. But so I got right as I got into my third stop, it ended one of the reviews that I was listening to, and it wouldn't work. The next one wouldn't play. So I found out that the last 2 towns I delivered to are dead zones when it comes to my cell phone provider. They're like, I can't do anything. I even in the maps, I even put the address in, and I even put the town, just the town that I was delivering to, the last delivery. And it was like, oh, no results found. I'm like, huh? Like, what? So the keywords are Boost sucks in small towns. Maybe not for every single small town, but for the most part, Boost sucks in small towns. And it makes me sad, because that's what I have. I used to have AT&T. I miss AT&T. I don't miss paying for AT&T, but I miss AT&T. Because I never had this problem with AT&T. I can literally go, from point A to point B and get directions. I can text my wife back. I can call somebody. I can stream music. This didn't happen with AT&T. But you get what you pay for, because now I'm paying like $50 less a month for Boost. But anyway, and then I get to the last town with no GPS, and it's a small town. It's fairly small. And I got lost trying to figure out where I was supposed to go, because they have no, on top of stop signs, they have the streets, one's pointing that way, the other one's pointing this way. I don't even think you guys saw me do that, but one's pointing dead ahead, and the other one's pointing at the road, the crossing road. And they don't have that in this town, anywhere. Not anywhere, but they're their busiest streets, their highest traffic streets, didn't have them. I had to go into the suburbs of this town to find I'm on this street. Oh, crossing this way, going that way. Okay, I need to go 3 blocks this way to get back to where I need to be. And then I had to stop for directions twice to figure out where this flower shop was. The first guy led me to the other flower shop in town, and I already knew it was the other flower shop in town just by the directions he gave me. So I drove around that area just to see if there was 2 flower shops. Like we used to have a McDonald's, and then right across the street we had a Burger King here in Amarillo. The Burger King is gone. I don't know what happened to it, but it was just these 2 rivals, back to back. I was like, okay, maybe there's one across the street, the other one across the other. But I knew that it was the other one that he was leading me to. And then I finally had to stop at this the strip, because they're just this giant building, but it's a bunch of shops. And I stopped, and then I saw these 2 ladies conversing, and I was like, excuse me, ladies, I'm looking for this address. And they're like, oh, you're looking for that? Okay, well, they're like, okay, it's right there. And they pointed it, and I was literally 3 shops down. I was like, okay, so I was supposed to find, I literally said this out loud. I told them, they're like, oh, it's right there. And I looked, and sure enough, on the window, they had the name of the shop. And I looked up and, see if I missed a marquee, or if I missed, a giant neon sign, something. I don't know. No, it's literally just written on the window. And I was like, so I was supposed to read that fine print to find what I was looking for. I'm like, oh, yeah, you should tell her. You should tell her that upsets you. And I was like, well, I'm not upset. It's just annoying. So I get there and I'm like, hi, I actually drove by your shop like 3 times. I didn't know where it was because I couldn't read the thing. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I'm glad you found the place. And we just talked for a little bit. And then I got back into town, and then pretty much right as I got back into town, they're like, okay, you can go home tomorrow. You're going to work 7 to 12, and the other guy's going to work probably 1 to 5. And I was like, cool, that means I get to go home early. I got things to do, people to see, videos to make, all that good stuff. And actually, okay, question number 1. Did you watch the Huskies today? It's Toronto Tuesday. Did you watch the Huskies? I don't know. I know I've gotten 2 comments. And I don't know how many views I've gotten, how many likes I've gotten, but did you watch your Huskies today? It's like, did you take your vitamins today? Did you do that today? Did you watch the Huskies today? Did you do it? And so, let me know. Question number 1. Question number 2. Should I have been frustrated in that situation? Because I was. I literally was like yelling at myself. Excuse me. I was yelling at myself because I was like, I wasn't like yelling at myself like I got myself in trouble with myself, myself. I was just like, how the hell am I supposed to? I was just yelling the entire time I was in this town because it's a fairly small town. I'm like, I'm getting lost and I can't find this damn flower shop in this small town. What the hell? Like, I was just like upset about it. And like some of the streets didn't make sense. Some of the addresses didn't make sense. What? So I eventually found it, and then, like I said, got back, and then came home and watched Not the Expert. I watched, no, I didn't watch Not the Expert. I watched that yesterday. Not the Expert is another YouTuber I watch. He does NCAA playthroughs and Madden playthroughs, and they're pretty fun to watch. UGF Pandas and the Death Valley State Dingoes. Go watch him. He's funny. He's great. He's something that I aspire to be with the Huskies, but I would never. If I had a 10th of the dude's dedication and the talent and the knowledge, then I would consider myself lucky. I am nothing like Not the Expert. He's actually a pretty cool YouTuber and a pretty entertaining one at that. So, question number 3 is, what is your favorite form of chicken? Do you like barbecue chicken, grilled chicken, fried chicken, orange chicken, lemon pepper chicken, rosemary chicken? Let me know, because that's what I'm having tonight, and I'm so excited because I'm starving. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. I hope you guys had a fantastic Monday and a fantastic Tuesday, and I hope you have a badass Wednesday ahead. I'll get back with y'all tomorrow. And always remember, my little piglets, Colin Pork Chop loves y'all the most. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys!